Okay, so if you're anything like me, you probably think a lot about how to control your life and get more things done. The typical approach to this is probably to do a dopamine detox and try to reset your brain. But for a lot of us, this doesn't really work. As time goes by, the effects start to wear off. Then we just go back to our usual default mode where we are easily sidetracked by 100 different other things and end up again not achieving the things that we want or building the life that we want because your system isn't really working for you. But what if there was a framework that not only could help you reset your brain in short term, but also maintain that clarity in long term? That's what I call a two-circle framework. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Yan, and I dedicate to share wisdom that I learned from the Eastern philosophy and the West. First of all, the two-circle framework originated from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book has been a bestseller for about 30 years. The author, Stephen Covey, is a master in personal life and success coaching. This book is so good that the Russian President Putin once suggested every Russian to get a copy of that. And in the very first chapter, he described the two-cycle framework. Let's first draw a big circle. This is the circle of concern. And that represents the things where your focus, attention, and energy goes. For example, today's weather, the politics, maybe there's a battle between two countries somewhere on Earth. You notice that your boss is not having a good day. Basically, anything that grabs your attention and focus falls into the circle of concern. Nowadays, everything is actually trying to grab our attention. For example, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I try to sit down and do some deep work, right before I start to do the work, my phone grabs my attention. Then I start to scroll social media, maybe some beautiful girls on Instagram, some funny videos on TikTok. All of a sudden, an hour, maybe 2 have gone past. Then with all those guilt and anxiety, I finally sat down to do the work. But because of those intense emotions, I'm only able to focus, say like about 30 minutes. Then I have to take a break, watch another episode of Korean drama, play some game on Switch, and all of a sudden, one day has gone past. So if you are like me, I really encourage you to pause the video and just think about how many hours have you wasted on those things without you even noticing that. And these are the things falling to the circle of concern. Now let's draw a smaller inner circle. That's the circle of influence. Basically, they are the things that you can cast your influence upon. For example, your physical health. You do some exercise and workout, you will improve your physical health. Maybe your mental health, you sit down and do some meditation, it will improve your mental resilience. It can be a side project you've always wanted to finish. Or your relationships with people around you, your family, your kids, your spouse, and etc. They are the things that are actually your business. So when you're doing them, you are making an impact. You are achieving your goal. You are putting yourself, your life, in a better position. For me, it's my meditation. For example, I practice meditation for 10 minutes at least a day to improve my mental health. And I read a lot of books to open my eyes so that I can find opportunities and seek wisdom. Also, my side project is doing YouTube so that I can share those wisdom with more people and make an impact. And everybody's different, and you for sure will have your own circle of influence. So in order to take back the control of your life, the first step is to consciously identify whether a thing falls into the circle of concern or the circle of influence. The emphasis is consciously. Lao Tzu, one of the most profound Eastern philosophers, once said, "The key to growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of consciousness into our awareness." Most of people live life in unconscious way. I once was one of them. Get up and get ready, do a 9 to 5 boring job, and go home, scroll something on social media and call it a day. During the day, they may experience an angry boss, which will get them frustrated. Maybe they will experience an annoying colleague and make them feel powerless, since there's nothing they can do and they are stuck with that annoying colleague for at least 8 hours a day. Every day our brain are getting those stimulates from all different places trying to grab our attention, and we give them a reaction without consciously thinking about this thing. So how do we escape this trap? It all starts with asking a simple question. Is there anything I can do for it? For example, my boss is angry at me. Is there anything I can do for it? The answer is no. That's his emotion. That's for him to deal with it. My colleague is very annoying. Is there anything I can do? The answer is no. That's his character, he needs to deal with it. So if anything occurred to you, you ask yourself, is there anything I can do for it? And the answer is no. That means that thing falls into the circle of concern. That means nothing you can do about it. You should just simply ignore it. But what if it's about our own health? Is there anything I can do for it? Yes, I can hit the gym. I can do some workout. That will definitely improve my health. What if it's about our own finance? Is there anything I can do for it? Yes, I can spend less and save more. Or maybe I can work on my side hustle. There's something I can do to improve my finance. So if the answer is yes, that thing falls into the circle of influence. Therefore, you can do something and you should do something about it. But it all starts from asking a simple question. Is there anything I can do for it? In Buddhism, this is called detachment. It's a technique for awakeness. So this very little question detaches you from your autopilot mode. It drags you out from the situation and allows you to see yourself from a third-person angle that this thing is worth doing or not. Why it's so hard to control our life? It is because the society spends so much effort to put us onto auto mode so that they can take advantage of us. The average salary for a TikTok algorithm engineer is more than $200K a year. They pay those people so much money to design the algorithm to suck our attention. All those luxury brands, they spend millions if not billions on advertisement. That's because they implant an idea in your brain so that next time you walk past their store, you will stop and spend some money. I have no idea how much money I've spent on those things that I actually don't need. Just because my brain was always on autopilot. There is a stimulation, there is a response, without my consciousness in between. So let me get this straight. Do you want to be programmed or you want to program yourself? Marcus Aurelius once said in his book Meditation, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. It all starts from asking yourself a simple question. Is there anything I can do for it? Trust me, I was on autopilot ever since I graduated. For the past 5 years, I spent countless effort, time, and money on those things that are meaningless to me, meaningless to my life goal if I ever had a life goal. Then I seek out wisdom from all different places, and I found that only asking these small questions, I am able to slowly detach myself from autopilot mode. And I believe if you continue asking this question to yourself every time there is a thing occur to you, slowly but surely, your brain will reach a level of awareness that instantly spot out if a thing is in the circle of influence or just a circle of concern. And that's when you start to take your life back. And trust me, it will happen sooner than you expected. Very quickly, you will shrink your circle of concern. You will start to delete your social media because there's nothing you can do on that. You will start to unfollow useless channel because there's nothing you can do for it. You start to ignore others' emotion. Oh God, that's their emotion. I am not the one to blame for. And you stop caring for others' opinion. That's their opinion in their brain. You can't change that. And all of a sudden, with the shrinking circle of concern, you start to save yourself money, focus, attention, time, energy, and all those things can be drawn now to put into the cycle of influence. And guess what? With all those effort, you are able to enlarge your cycle of influence. You start to make a bigger impact on more things. Bruce Lee said, the successful warrior is an average man with laser-like focus. Instead of worrying about an angry boss, you just do a better job. Eventually, you are more capable, you get better pay, or you switch to a better company for good sake. Instead of seeing others' nice body shape, you start to hit the gym and you eventually get in shape. Instead of checking hot girls on Instagram, you will be able to get girls and maintain a healthy and meaningful relationship with one of them. This is how you actually take back control of your life. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Is there anything you can do for it? If you want to start a journey with me on seeking the wisdom from the Eastern philosophy and the West, please subscribe and stay tuned. I'm Fatih, my friend.